matrices are said to be conformable for multiplication if number of rows, number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows, number of rows of the second matrix. Number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. This is the condition that should be or must be hold so that two matrices can be multiplied. Otherwise, two matrices cannot be multiplied if this condition does not hold. So you have to first check whether the number of columns of the first matrix. What is the number of columns? 3. Number of columns is 3. And second matrix, what is the number of rows? The number of rows of the second matrix is 3. So here the condition holds. That's why these two matrices can be multiplied. So first, it's better if you write the order. You see here 2 rows and 3 columns. So the order is 2 by 3. Here there are 3 rows and 2 columns. So the order is 3 by 2. So here you have to check that the number of columns of A, that is the first matrix, is equal to the number of rows of B, that is the second matrix. If these two are equal, then the two matrices are said to be conformable for multiplication. Conformable for multiplication means they can be actually multiplied. Okay. Otherwise, if not conformable means they cannot be multiplied. Okay. Conformable means conformable for multiplication means they can be multiplied, and conformable not conformable means cannot be multiplied. Okay. So here, the general rule is A. Suppose the order of the first matrix A is M by P, and the order of the second matrix is suppose P by N. So number of columns of the first matrix, that is A, is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix, that is B. Now if this condition holds, then they are said to be conformable for multiplication, that is they can be multiplied, and the answer matrix or the result matrix that will have the order. What will be the order of the answer matrix? The answer matrix will have the order M by N. Remember this. These two must be equal so that the multiplication can be done, and if this holds, then after multiplication the result matrix that we get will have the order M by N. Okay. So this thing you will remember. This is very important. That is, if A M by P is multiplied by B P by N, then the result matrix or answer matrix will have the order N by N. Okay, now come to this particular example. A and B, here if we want to multiply them, then what will be the answer? You see, A into B, the method of multiplication is actually this operation also you learned in class 10, so you have some idea. So can consider it as a recapitulation. As I said, this is the first row and this is the first column. So when we multiply the two matrices, first you have to multiply the first row and first column. First row, first column means 1, 1. First row, first column. So the position where you have to write after multiplication, the position should be 1, 1. So multiply means this is called the inner multiplication or inner product. That means the corresponding elements must be multiplied and then added. So 2, 3, 4. This is the first row, and minus 1, 0, 3. This is the first column of the second matrix. When they are when we are doing inner multiplication or inner product, that means you have to multiply the corresponding elements. 2 into minus 1, which is minus 2. Then 3 into 0, that means 0. Then 4 into 3, that means 12. And you have to add them. This is called the inner product between row and column. So first row of the first matrix should be multiplied with the first column of the second matrix, and first row, first column. So you have to write in the 1, 1 position of the result matrix. Okay. So you have actually you know this operation, you learned in class 10. So you just have a revision. You see, next first row and second column. So first row, second column means which position you have to write? 1, 2 position. This is the 1, 2 position. So the inner product is 2 into 4, which is 8. Then 3 into 2, 6. 7 into 4 into 1, which is 4. And we have to add them. This is called the inner product between rows and columns. So 2 into 4, which is 8, plus 3 into 2, which is 6, plus 4 into 1, which is 4. So first row multiplied with first column and second column. So this is done. Next come to the second row. And we have to multiply the second row similarly with the first column of the second matrix, and then with second column of the second matrix. And where we have to write the position should be, you see that second row multiplied with first column. So 2, 1 position. Second row multiplied with first column. So you have to write in the 2, 1 position of the result matrix. So 2, 1 position means second row, first column. So second row, first column is inner product will be 5 into minus 1, which is minus 5. Then 6 into 0, which is 0. Then 7 into 3, which is 21. So this is the inner product between second row and first column of the second matrix. And we have to write here second row, first column. So we have to write 2, 1 position. Here next we have to give inner multiplication between second row and second column. So we have to write in what position? 2, 2 position. Second row with second column, that's why 2, 2 position, and this is the 2, 2 position. So we have to first multiply 5 into 4, 20, plus 6 into 2, 12, plus 7 into 1, 7. So this is matrix multiplication process. Now the answer will be 12 minus 2 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 8, 18. 21 minus 5 is 16. And 12 plus 7 is 19. 19 plus 20 is 39. So this is the answer. Now you have to check the order of the result matrix. You see that here the order is 2 by 3, and here the order is 3 by 2. So the result matrix must have the order 2 by 2, and you check that it has the order 2 by 2. this is the process of matrix multiplication. So and with this I finish the class today. See you in the next video. Till then, bye.